I hope you never miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. Oh yeah, we get into politics and talk to the newsmakers every single day. They want to be on our show because they know we'll talk to them straight and clear. But it's not just people who are in politics. We talk to folks from the entertainment industry. We do movie reviews. We try to make sure that we cover all the landscape of politics and culture. Join us every day on the Mike Huckabee Show.
Weekdays noon to 3 on News Talk 1000 WKDE.
At First National Bank, we have no service charges on debit cards, and we don't plan to. I'm Courtney Woody, and our local bank offers a variety of accounts for everyone, which will help you bank better and bank for less. First National also has no monthly maintenance fees on free checking, nonprofit, and faith-based checking accounts. If you're worried about your banking fees, contact First National Bank today. We have over 100 years of dependable, low-cost banking. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Economic Development Director for Altavista, Virginia, and host of It's Your Business, the area's new and only talk show on topics such as economic development, urban growth, business expansion, and real estate development. If you work in the Altavista, Central Virginia economy, or if you care at all about the local community, you'll love the fascinating topics and guests on It's Your Business. Tune in every Saturday morning, 9 a.m., right here on News Talk 1000 WKDE. As the community grows, it's becoming more and more cosmopolitan. The transformation from good community to great community makes for a lot of exciting talk. It's Your Business will explore exciting topics related to Altavista and the Metro's future development. First National Bank, Altavista and Lynchburg's premier commercial bank, is proud to sponsor It's Your Business, and we are so pleased to have them on board and, more importantly, in our communities. Thank you, First National Bank, custom banking since 1908. Visiting with us this morning is Nancy Holt. Nancy is the Assistant Vice President and Altavista Main Office Branch Manager. Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Good morning, Megan. I am great. Thank you for having me.
Well, you are so welcome. Hey, before we get going this morning, I wanted to see if you had a happy birthday yesterday.
I had a great birthday. Everybody was great.
Good. Everybody treated you well?
Treated me well.
And I'm sure you got that First National Bank birthday bonus?
Oh, sure I did. We'll make sure everybody knows that.
Well, Nancy, how long have you been with First National Bank?
I have been with First National Bank for 9 years this month.
And what do you like about it?
It's a great community bank. It is involved in all aspects of the community. It's just a good relationship bank. Everyone seems like we're family.
I think so. You know, I have gotten to know a lot of folks that work down there and work for First National Bank, and I think it's an amazing staff. I don't know if Todd Hall's responsible for the hiring or who does all the hiring down there, but they do a really good job. Everybody's so wonderful. So, Nancy, you're the Assistant Vice President and Branch Manager at the main branch here in Altavista. What is your role down there? What are the day-to-day activities like?
Day-to-day activities is managing the branch. We have loans. We take all deposits. We have all aspects of banking. It's just managing the branch at the main office.
Sure, the day-to-day activities of the bank. Are you all busy? Are you seeing? Are you giving out more loans? Are people coming in? Are you seeing more business, an uptick in business?
Well, right now it's kind of slow with the economy, but there are, at the first of the month and the end of the month, you do see more activity with people coming in with the automatic deposits from the Social Securities and all of that. It is picked up quite a bit.
Great. And you have a team of how many working for you at that main branch?
There are 10 of us at the main branch in the branch itself.
That is fantastic. So, and of those 10, how long have those 10 employees been there? Or are they is there a lot of longevity among your team?
We had a lot of longevity. We have one that's going on 30-some years, one's 40-some, and then we have some at the drive-through. It's been 13
That's
and
amazing.
20-some, so it's a long...
And that says a lot about the culture, the corporate culture at First National Bank. You know, First National Bank not only is really great at taking care of customers, but it's really great about taking care of employees. And that says, that transcends and communicates across the board to everybody who does business with you all. It's got to be just a fantastic place to work.
It's a great place to work. It's a great family and team environment.
Well, we're so glad that you could join us this morning, and certainly we're thankful that First National has been the sponsor of It's Your Business, and we're glad that you could join us. Is there anything you want to tell the crowd before you go out and enjoy your Saturday?
Come and join us at First National. We'd love to have you.
And where exactly is the main branch?
Main branch is right on 622 Broad Street, right at the end next to the post office.
Did you guys put out a scarecrow?
Yes, we have a scarecrow.
I saw that yesterday. I think I love the scarecrow stroll. Do you get out and get to see the scarecrows in the community?
Yes, any of us that can, we get out and see them. They are very, very attractive, and it's a lot of fun.
It is so fun. The Altavista AOT on Track scarecrow stroll is going on through the entire month of October, and if you haven't been to Altavista, it's a great time to come into town, park your car downtown, and walk around and enjoy the shops. But certainly, take a look at the scarecrows. There's some really creative ones this year.
Great ones.
Yeah, yes. It's a lot of fun.
Ours is named At Your Service,
which is perfect for First National. Well, Nancy, it's great to meet you. I'm glad you had a great birthday yesterday, and thanks again for being the sponsor of It's Your Business.
Thank you for having me, Megan.
So great of Nancy to swing in this morning. First National Bank, they're really a fantastic corporate citizen. And I do envy them, their corporate culture. I've got a great culture working for the town of Altavista, but they do a really fantastic job at First National Bank of taking care of their customers and really taking care of their employees, and they created a really super culture down there. So thanks again, Nancy Holt with First National for coming in this morning, and certainly for First National Bank for sponsoring It's Your Business. Now we're going to we're going from banking to building, and it's my pleasure to introduce everybody to Jenny Trevey. I knew I was going to mess it up.
No,
Jenny Trevey's with me this morning. And Jenny is the executive director for the Altavista Campbell County Habitat for Humanity. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I'm so excited about my first Blitz build. It's going to be, I'm going to participate October 19th and 20th. What's a Blitz build?
Megan, let me just say we're really excited that you're coming out too. I
and my
posted it
husband.
on our Facebook
I saw that.
page too, and your husband. So, a Blitz build is a concept that came from a guy named Tom Gertie out of Lynchburg, and he taught us how to basically build our homes in one weekend instead of drawing it out at month after month after month. And so we've got the foundations poured right now, but on October 19th and 20th, from 7:30 a.m. until about 5. We'll have many, many volunteers out there putting the sides of the houses up, the roof, the siding, the indoors, all the doors and windows. It's just crazy. It's like extreme makeover right here in Altavista.
Well, I think I told you this. I tinker around the house. I can paint and I can drive a nail with a hammer and I can saw, but I don't have a clue how to build a house. That's a lot of volunteers, and you're going to have to coordinate all of us in a space to do things efficiently and correctly. How in the world do you do that? I mean, you don't color code the house like, how we used to have growing up, the paint by numbers.
Right.
So I'm assuming that the boards aren't paint by numbers, which would be really a good idea, by the way. We could go out there and paint everything now. The red ends go together, but how do you do that?
Well, I can't take the credit. We have a very important person on our board. His name's Carmen Perry.
Great.
He's the site supervisor. Without him and another guy, Ron Long, and the rest of our building committee, we couldn't do it.
Well, do they know what they're in for?
They do.
Okay.
They have been through it, and they make it easy, Megan. They really dumb it down. They do what's called a pre-build, and so they've pre-cut all the lumber. And the lumber that's supposed to be nailed together, they've already got that in bundles.
See, they've painted the ends red, and so you put red ends and blue ends.
And so
smart.
Really, you do not have to have experience. You just come, show up. There's a bunch of guys in a different colored Habitat T-shirt. You just ask them what can I do, and they'll point you in the right direction. You pick up a hammer, and they'll tell you where to hammer. And in like 10 minutes, the sides of the walls are up. It's really exciting.
Well, I'm excited to be a part of it. My husband and I both are going to be out there Saturday morning helping. Do you have enough volunteers? How many volunteers does it take to do a Blitz build?
We never have enough,
Okay.
in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's a good question. We don't have a limit on, okay, we need a minimum of.
Yep.
But we have 95 registered online
Great.
now.
Great.
And you can always go to the website and register if you Google Altavista
Sure.
Habitat. You'll find us. But I think we're doing well, but we always want more. So
Sure.
I should
So
say
everybody's
now,
listening.
sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can sign up by going to, if you're on Facebook, just go to Altavista Habitat, Humanity, and otherwise you can just do a Google search. What's your website?
It's AltavistaCampbellCountyHabitat.org. It's a mouthful, but it makes sense.
Or just give me a buzz at Town Hall 434-369-5001. What's the number at Habitat? How do they get hold of you?
It's 434-309-2688. If you don't get online and you want me to register you, I'll be happy to do it.
So how many houses are we building?
2.
So this is going to, everybody that's listening, October 19th and 20th. So you still have a whole week to sign up and register to help. I'm sure it's just going to be a hoot and a half. I just can't wait.
It's fun, and I think that each build is a little bit different because it's a different location, different set of volunteers, although we definitely have our usuals that come back and we couldn't do it without them. But we've got a lot of groups coming out this year too,
Good.
and that's always very exciting. We have, and I know I'll leave some out, but off the top of my head,
Sure.
we've got a group from Liberty coming,
Good.
CVCC, Lynchburg College. We have UNC Charlotte coming
Wow.
up here. We have, groups coming from churches and just more
Because
than that.
it's 2 days worth of volunteers.
Yeah.
For at least 8 to 10 hours. What else? We jumped right into the Blitz build, but for those who are listening and may not be as familiar with Habitat, what is Habitat for Humanity?
Okay. Well, what we do, Megan, is we are trying to move people from the position of poverty. And I think the biggest misconception about Habitat is we give out free homes.
Right.
So let me just clear that up. Our line is we offer a hand up, not a handout. Okay.
Perfect.
So the way that we're able to do that, once we find qualified candidates, and I can talk about that too. If you
Sure,
want me to.
absolutely, yeah.
Qualified candidates, they fill out an application, they come to Habitat. We are looking to make sure that they've lived in our area for a year or more, and that they meet a certain financial requirement. Okay, so they can't make too much, obviously, because they could get their own home loan.
Right.
But they can't make too little either, because we need to ensure that they're going to be able to maintain their mortgage
Right.
and still put gas in the car and food on the table
Right.
and live their lives and do well and prosper. And then they are also required to put in 300 hours of what we call sweat equity. Put your elbow grease into it.
So the people who are getting the houses, so for the Blitz build on October 19th and 20th, the people who are going to be, who those houses will belong to, will they be there?
They'll be there. Oh,
That's
yeah,
great.
they'll be there. And we ask them to work on the house and put their sweat equity hours in. Sometimes there's health concerns with some of them, and so they're limited, and they'll come into the office and help me stuff envelopes and do other things too.
Great.
So there's a lot of sweat equity hours going on behind the scenes other than the Blitz build.
So they have to qualify. They fill out an application, and then is there some sort of? Do you have a committee that reviews the applications? Because not everybody can get a house. You don't have that money for everybody. So do they go through? Is there an interview panel? Or is there a review panel before they get to the?
Yes, in fact, Pam Adams of First National Bank
sure, okay.
is the chairman of our Family Services Committee.
Great.
So she and her committee review every application that comes through the door. They look at the criteria and screen it upon that. Then if they get through that process, then we'll pull a credit check and that type of thing. We do help people who have trouble with credit to some degree, but if they've got like a lien or a judgment or whatnot, we just have to tell them you need to pay that off and come talk to us
come
later.
back.
But yeah, so Family Services, we have many committees. We have
Great.
25 volunteers on our board, so I don't take any of the
great.
credit for the way this organization rolls. It's really them.
But you have to take credit for coordinating those volunteers,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is important.
Yeah.
Which is really
Yeah.
important.
I set it up and the volunteers come and do
Great.
the work. So, but yeah, what we're trying to do is help people, especially people who are in Section 8 housing. We always encourage people, the folks at Social Services who work with us, to send applicants our way. If we can get people out of Section 8 housing, which
Yep.
is government paid,
Right.
into a Habitat home, and they're paying on their own mortgage
Right.
and paying taxes, then that's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. Now, how long have you been with Habitat?
2 years.
And
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
In February.
Congratulations.
Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary.
Thank you.
How many houses, it's Campbell, it's Habitat for Humanity, Altavista, Campbell County Habitat for Humanity. How many houses have been built by that organization?
After this blitz build, we will have built 25 houses.
Wow. And how long has there been an Altavista, Campbell County Habitat in existence?
In
How
full
old?
existence since 97.
Okay, so
through, yeah.
Of course, I think 97 is just yesterday, so not very long.
Well, David Shreve is the president and has been forever, and he went to Habitat International and wanted to start an affiliate here, and they said, your town is too small, and he said, how about Altavista and Campbell County?
Yeah.
And they said, okay, we'll do that. And so we've built some in Lynch Station and so on and so forth. But a lot of people told him, it'll never happen. This town is too small. And anybody that knows David, you don't tell him no.
Well, and I think anybody that knows, it's funny, Jerry, I think anybody that knows Altavista, you don't tell Altavista no.
That's right.
We have a fabulous Y, and the Y said, sorry, you can't have one because you're too small. So I think that the gumption of our community is, you know what, it's a good idea and it's worth doing. We're going to do it with or without the international or national help, and then they find out, those organizations learn that when Altavista puts its mind to something, by golly, it's going to do it.
That's right.
And I think that's a credit to our community.
It's a fantastic group of people that live here. I live in Lynchburg, and I'm constantly amazed at the community here in Altavista and just what can be accomplished when someone sets their mind to it.
Yep, absolutely. Tell me, so we have the Altavista, Campbell County Habitat for Humanity. There's also a Lynchburg Habitat for Humanity. How are the two related? If I give money to Lynchburg, does it come to Altavista's Habitat? If I give money to Altavista, Campbell County, if I make a contribution, does it go to Lynchburg? Or are they two separate?
Totally separate. Almost act like different franchises. We all report to Habitat International in Atlanta, but totally separate. So we're all running our own show. Also responsible for raising our own funds for our own community.
Yep.
So,
well, let's stop. I'm going to interrupt you there because fundraising. You had a duck race, right?
Yes, we had a duck race.
So tell me about that. How that was back August, July. How was the duck race?
It's fun. You put 1,000 ducks in the river and watch them float down. It's always a good time.
Now, were you standing at one end with a great big old net trying to stop them all? How'd you stop all those ducks?
We get the fire department and EMS out there with us, and they're in their boats, and I think they have fun with it too. It's not every day they get to get in the boats.
Yeah, and get rubber ducks.
And get little ducks up, scoop them up with the nets and everything. So it's a lot of fun, and some kids come out and watch the ducks to see if they've won. So
so was it just 1,000 ducks? We
usually sell around 1,000, 900 to 1,000.
And you sell them for $25? Was that how much are the ducks?
Yeah, you can get a book for $25.
Okay.
It's been a while. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So was it a successful fundraiser?
Oh yes.
And how many years have you done that?
I've been here 2 years. I think they've done it at least 3 years before that, so at least 5 years.
That's great.
I think the first year was really exciting and a big hit, and I have seen pictures of David Shreve in a duck outfit, so I'm hoping he'll put that on again sometime.
You know what you should do with it? I mean, not like you need more to do with an activity like that, but with the duck race, which is a fundraiser, you should have a duck race with actual ducks and have, like you have the, how people have the wiener races with the Datsuns.
Oh,
we have people, heck, there's a group of ducks that live down at the creek, so we could just put them in.
They come every time for our race. They're always there.
And we could just have our own real duck races, but then you could have like a fun 5K where people dress like ducks.
I like that.
I love that. I would run it. I would dress like a duck and run in that event.
Okay, Megan.
Yeah.
All right.
That would be huge. That would be the cutest. And we could put, because isn't Stan Goldsmith Stan is on the county board of supervisors, but he's a real active volunteer.
Oh yes.
I could see him in a duck costume running 3 miles.
I would enjoy that.
That might be the fundraiser. Pay to get out of it.
That's right.
We could tell Stan, I know he's listening, we could tell Stan, you have to run in a duck costume. If you want to get out of it, it's going to cost you $100 to get out of it.
That's right.
Well, I think, what other fundraisers do you all do?
We always do the baked potato fundraiser.
That's right. You just had that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, people really rely on that. I think if we stopped, we would have a lot of people banging on our door saying, where's our baked potato fundraiser?
I got to tell you, I'm new to town from Nebraska. I've been here a year now. I saw that. I'm like, who has a baked potato fundraiser? What? I had to have it explained to me. Of course, course, I didn't make it. I was out of town. But that's great. That it's such a fantastic fundraiser.
Yeah, we do it in the spring and we do it in the fall. We always try and coordinate it at the same time as the Altavista Gretna game because that's the big rivalry. And I don't want to talk about the game too much because I know it's a sore subject.
Do you do it at the game or near the game? Or
we
just
do it at the church right across from the high school.
Smart.
We try.
Yeah. So you have the duck races, and you have the two potatoes. One potato, two potato. And what else do you do for fundraiser?
We did last year something called the One Stop Christmas Shop. Mm-hmm. And one of our board members, Lori Goad, came up with this idea and on her own just kind of took it off. And she had a lot of vendors come to the Booker Building. This is in the first week of December.
Okay.
And people can come and shop and just get a bunch of your Christmas shopping done.
I think I got some Pampered Chef there.
Oh, good, yeah.
In December.
Yeah. I like going to those kind of things because you don't have to go to the party.
Right,
You don't have to do all that. You can just go and shop and get what you want.
And Pampered Chef and all those home-based businesses are great and they contribute, but it is nice not to have to go to a party.
Well, if you don't have time.
Absolutely.
I love going to the parties, but I'm so busy, Megan, that I don't have a lot of time. So if you want to go, you can just go pick something up.
Habitat is private. Mm-hmm. So you need a lot of money to build, 2 houses. So we're building 2 houses in the Blitz build.
Yeah.
And those houses are going to cost how much to build?
They cost about $60,000, give or take, for a 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more for a 3-bedroom house. And so that's what we have to try to raise each year. Of course, we also have... Well, let me back it up if I can. Let me explain to you how we're able to sell the houses to the families and have the mortgage payment be reasonable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand it. We don't give away the houses. We sell them.
Right.
Okay. We don't hire a construction company to come in and build the houses. We have our own volunteers. Mm-hmm. Aside from some of the plumbing and electrical and some things like that, and pouring the concrete, the foundation. So there's no one's making a profit off of
the building
the house. So we raise money to pay for the materials.
Okay.
And then we act as the bank, and we charge 0% interest.
Okay.
So those 2 cost savings is what makes the houses affordable to the homeowner. And they generally have a 25-year mortgage and pay $300 or less.
Do you hold the mortgage? Or
we hold the mortgage.
And so they make those payments to Habitat?
Yes.
And what's the repercussions if they default?
Sometimes that happens, and I've talked to a lot of people at different Habitat affiliates. They handle it differently. Habitat International has some guidelines on how to handle that. We're happy to say we have never once had a foreclosure
here.
Thank
goodness, yeah.
But others have, and they deal with it in a very similar fashion to the banks, except they offer a little bit more lenience.
Yeah.
It's not as heavy-handed as the way a bank might
Once
handle
you build a house and move a family into it, do you keep up with them if they have needs or caring for the house, or are there any other opportunities to just continue to help a family thrive?
Yeah, in fact, that's a very good question. We have what we call a sponsor for each family.
Smart.
And the sponsor comes on around the same time as the build. And that person is really the Habitat Partner family's go-to person.
So if they have issues.
They're going to have questions, and it takes a while for a lot of the homeowners to go from that rental mentality to, this is my house, this is a mortgage.
I have to change the light bulb. I have to fix the toilet. I have to paint it myself. I have to turn off the electricity, or turn off the lights, or turn the lights on.
That's right. And, if there's a clog in the toilet or in the sink or whatever, they can call that sponsor. Either the sponsor has enough know-how or knows someone who can come over and help them with it, or they can certainly tell them, send them to a certain company and say, this is who you need to contact.
I wonder, and I need this myself, and I think about this all the time because, we have a house, we live in a house, and it constantly is needing some sort of repair. And I always think, gosh, if I could take a class on Basic Home Maintenance 101.
Yeah.
I'd be there.
Me too.
Yeah, and I wonder, we should probably talk to VTI. VTI could do, basic home maintenance for 101 twice a year. Mm-hmm. And your Habitat families could go through that. I could go through it. You and I could go through that. And I'm sure there are other folks that would go through that as well, because there are some things that you think, oh, I better call a plumber, but really you could take care of yourself.
That's right.
Or I could call an electrician. Maybe an electrician's different, but I would do. I think that there might be some possibility there, and I bet VTI would welcome that, to teach basic home maintenance skills.
It would be amazing, and I think you're right in saying that not just Habitat homeowners,
yeah.
but there's plenty of people
it.
out there who need that.
Yeah.
And we do like once a year or twice a year, we'll have sponsor meetings where we invite all of our Habitat families in, and we'll try and give them some sort of a training. Last time we had Woodforest Bank come in, and we went to the train station, and they talked about kind of how to do finances and a budget and just basic things.
Yeah.
We've also had some people come in and talk about landscaping and how to take care of your lawn.
Yeah. Do you need to fertilize it? Do you not fertilize it? Do you need to aerate it? Do you not?
But the thing you were talking about is perfect. So,
I
we
think
can
that'd
make
be
that
fun.
happen.
I think duct tape is my friend. And I'm happy to just put duct tape right over everything. But that 101, we can't all assume that everybody knows how to take care of a house. And if you weren't raised in a house, of course I was raised on a farm, so you'd think that I could, but I didn't do, I don't know how to do electricity or change it. But anyway, so I could benefit from, 101 and not that my husband can't do it, he does it, but I'm the kind of girl who, I can do it. Let me do it.
I can tell
that.
Yeah,
so I do that. Well, certainly we are thrilled that Habitat is growing and thriving in Campbell County and Altavista. Now, let me ask real quick, the town gives funds. Does the town give funds to Habitat? I can't remember if you
members
guys...
of the community on an individual basis. Most of our fundraising comes from grants and individuals, and then we have businesses in town.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe Habitat went before the county board of supervisors as well as the towns, the communities that you serve and ask for contributions. In some communities they do that. In Nebraska, I know that they did, but
we'll have to work on that.
Yes, and I could get in trouble for even bringing that up. However, and I know some in other communities the town would waive hookup fees and things like that. But I'm new here, so I'm going to plead ignorance on that. But I appreciate you being here today. If people want to volunteer for Habitat, they want to donate to Habitat, how do they get a hold of you?
Call me 309-2688. Email me habitatdirector@gmail.com, or go to our website Altavista Campbell County Habitat.org. But just pick up the phone if you have ideas for anything, or you want to donate, or you want to volunteer in the office, or you want to go to the Blitz Build and want to learn more about it and it doesn't give you enough information on the website, just pick up the phone and call me.
That's great. And I forgot to ask you, I love the Restore. So I go to the Restore in Lynchburg, but that's Lynchburg's Habitat.
Lynchburg,
so you don't, and that generates funds for them.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't generate funds for you because you're two separate franchises.
Yeah, and that's something that we have looked into. Would it be profitable for us? Could we make a go of it here in Altavista? I think we're still on the fence about that. Yeah. But certainly a lot of Habitat affiliates will use the Restore to cover all their operational expenses, and that works well for them.
Yeah, Restores are great. I've enjoyed them in really every community we've ever lived. So, well, Jenny, thanks so much for being here this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Megan.
And it's always good to see you. I'm looking forward to the Blitz Build October 19th and 20th. And everybody listening, sign up. You want to be a part of this Blitz Build. They're going to make it. They've got great volunteers that make it easy for the novice like me and even the most experienced people. But it's about giving back to members of our community, and it's about taking care of each other. So come on out to the Blitz Build. It'll be a lot of fun. Real quick, I want to just go over a few announcements. Make sure on October 26th that everybody's ready to go to the Avoca Harvest Jubilee and Wine Festival. Remember, this is the rescheduled date. Avoca will host the 7 Virginia wineries: Sansui Vineyards, Gabrielle Rousseau Winery, and I'm sorry to butcher the names, forgive me everyone, Peaks of Otter Winery, Rebick Vineyards, Tomahawk Mill Winery, Altillo Vineyards, and Hickory Hill Vineyards under century-old oak trees. This family-friendly event includes an adult supervised children's area with a bouncer. Yeah, that's not right. That's clearly a typo, because I don't think the children's area needs a bouncer. So there'll be a supervised children's area and with children activities. Meanwhile, adults can relax in the shade listening to Encore and the Ministers of Soul, or wander around the landscape. Recognized as one of Central Virginia's best gardens. Start your Christmas shopping early with over 20 local vendors and artisans. And of course, there'll be food. Lots of food will be available, as well as baked goods and lots of really fantastic goodies. I mean, what more could you want? Avoca is a fabulous facility. Lots of beautiful trees and shade, and it's going to be a perfect fall day on the 26th. So come out and enjoy, sample some of these the 7 Virginia wineries that are going to be there. Enjoy a hot dog and some great food, as well as do a little Christmas shopping. It's $18 for the tasting, $10 if you're a non-taster, and $5 for children, 5 to 11, and children under 5 are free. And again, that's the Avoca Harvest Jubilee, a wine festival, October 26th from noon to 6. Altavista on Track, they're another one of the community organizations working hard for Altavista. They've got also going on the 26th, come into town and enjoy the Scarecrow Stroll, along with the town-wide yard sale will be going on the 26th. And then mark your calendars to run in the 7th annual Giblet Jog, which will be bright and early Thanksgiving morning held at English Park. Everyone, I'm Megan Lucas, Economic Development Director for the town of Altavista. If you would like to talk to me about any of the stuff you've heard on today's show or have recommendation for future shows, just give me a buzz, 434-369-5001. Thanks, everybody, and have a great weekend.
Making your house into a home takes inspiration, perspiration, and information. Hi, I'm Danny Lippert. Each week on Today's Homeowner, we cover the tips, techniques, and practical solutions you need to make your house the best-looking house on the block. Along with my co-host, Alan Lyle and Amy Hughes, we tackle your home improvement questions while having a little fun along the way. So make sure you join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 on News Talk 1000 WKDE.
News Talk 1000 WKDE Altavista. News, weather, sports, and information all day long.